Hey guys, welcome. Dr. Ben here, F8 Well Centers. We're going to talk about really this concept that I look at every single day with patients because people come in all the time saying, you know what, it's got to be my thyroid. Somebody says my thyroid, I think I might have Hashimoto's. There's got to be something going on with my thyroid. My hair's falling out. I can't lose weight. I looked at all these symptoms online and it's got to be my thyroid. But here, I'm going to tell you some reasons why it is probably not your thyroid. And there's other things that can be going on that can be affecting the thyroid, that can be affecting the thyroid hormones, that can be doing a lot of different things. But it probably is not your thyroid for a lot of people. And what I mean by that is the thyroid itself has just gone haywire. And that's what a lot of people look at. They go, oh, it's my thyroid. I need thyroid medication. That's what the doctor is giving me. And so I'm going to show you guys exactly what other systems can be out of balance that can be driving this hypothyroid state in the body, even though it's not a true low thyroid function. And that's the great part of this, is that once you see these underlying imbalances, and once you do a blood test and look at your total T3 and T4, your free T3 and T4, your TSH, your Hashimoto's markers, all of these different things, then you get to figure out, hey, where is this coming from? Where are these imbalances coming from? So welcome everybody. Pop down below where you're watching from. Love to see you guys. I'll give you a shout out. But also leave any questions down below and we will be answering those either live or we will be shooting answers out later. So welcome everybody in the YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok world. Good to see all of you guys. Again, F8 Well Center is all about getting to the underlying cause of what's going on. And that's really what we're looking at here when we think about thyroid, because so many people, they get diagnosed hypothyroid, they look at symptoms and say it's hypothyroid, they go to their doctor and they say, you need levothyroxine. If you are on levothyroxine, give a heart, a thumbs up, whatever it is. There's so many of you guys out there that are dealing with these. Levothyroxine, the #1 best-selling drug in this country, and all it is T4 hormone. That's what levothyroxine is. It's a synthetic form of T4 hormone, and so you feel like you're getting overweight, your hair's falling out, maybe your TSH is off, maybe one of your thyroid numbers is off. So the doctor puts you on levothyroxine and says, okay, now we're good until the next time they run it, and then you get that need for that levothyroxine to go up. And then that levothyroxine goes down, and you on this roller coaster, this ping pong ball, like somebody was talking about it yesterday, where it's bouncing up and down, up and down, up and down, but you're not getting it fixed. So that's where we have to come in and write these down, because this is really important for you to look at. So some of the main reasons why it's actually not your thyroid that's the underlying problem is, #1, you're not getting tested for Hashimoto's. Hashimoto's is autoimmune thyroid. That's where the immune system is either attacking the thyroid or attacking the transportation that moves that around the body. So if you don't know if you have Hashimoto's and you're diagnosed with low thyroid, you are missing out on so much of the information, because here's the deal. That would be like if you have rheumatoid arthritis, your body is attacking this joint, and all you do is take some glucosamine chondroitin and hope that that joint gets better. You're still attacking that every day. So if you have Hashimoto's and all you're doing is taking levothyroxine, you are missing so much of the problem. So what do you need to do? You need to look at then, if you test for TPO antibodies and thyroglobulin antibodies, then you need to figure out why that autoimmune is going crazy. Last night, I talked for an hour and 45 minutes, a live on autoimmune and everything you need to do for that. If you want to copy, put your information down below, and Brittany can get you a Zoom link on that one. So here's what we're looking at is, if you have TPO or you have thyroglobulin antibodies, you are going to be revving up and attacking the thyroid system, either the thyroid or the bus that transports it around. So that is not a thyroid problem. That's an autoimmune problem attacking the thyroid. And so, yes, you're going to probably need some thyroid hormone, but that will never fix it because you've got to calm down that autoimmune reaction. And then we get into, so that's number one, it could be autoimmune. And so you've got to calm down that autoimmune. That's a whole nother discussion about what's going on there. And then number two, we get into what's called an underconversion. So the underconversion, you take your T4, which is levothyroxine or Synthroid, you take your T4, excuse me, T4, and it needs to be converted into T3. 93% of the thyroid hormone that's produced from the thyroid is T4. And then you've got your levothyroxine if you're on the medication. And that T4 needs to be converted into T3. And if it's not, if you have a high level of T4, a low level of T3, so get out your blood work, look at those percentages. If you're at the upper end of T4, the lower end of T3, you need to be converting like you need to. If you're not, then it's going to be this low thyroid state, low T3 state, and you could take all the T4 in the world, but you're not going to get it converted into T3. So 60% of the conversion takes place in the liver, 20% takes place in the gut, and so that's the biggest thing that we're looking at is you've got to know if you're converting like you need to. So again, there's a comment from Louis, I have Hashimoto's and take 90 milligrams of levothyroxine, but did you actually fix your autoimmune? And so that's right, our doctors don't tell us these things. Why? Because the standard of care is to take levothyroxine. And so whether you're underconverting, whether you're having Hashimoto's, whether your pituitary is low, which is the next one we're going to talk about, whatever it is, they see a low thyroid state and they're going to give you T4 hormone and give you levothyroxine. And so that is why. So is it lazy? Is it, I don't want to dig deeper? Or is it just that they're pigeonholed in this traditional medical model, this insurance model? I seem to be collecting autoimmune disorders, perfectly pearls. That is not good. So you need to look at why the body's creating these autoimmune reactions. And the average person has one, they have multiple. So very likely if you have Hashimoto going on as well. So on that one. Vitamin D needs to be at 80. You've got to look at infections and estrogenic events and environmental issues and make sure that liver's clearing out. Hey Jim, we've got offices in Colorado and Tennessee, and so we see patients in those areas, but then we also work with patients remotely all over the world. And how does your body convert T4 to T3? That's in the liver and in the gut. We convert T4 into T3, and that T3 is that active, usable form of thyroid hormone that goes out to the cells and really does what it needs to do and gets that body up and running. So again, how do we address the immune system? You've got to be able to calm it down. So we run this in-depth blood panel on every single person that comes into the office, and you've got to look at hormones, you've got to look at other autoimmune markers, you've got to look at inflammatory markers and blood sugar, and you got to look for leaky gut and infections and all of these different things. We run that on every person that comes in, and what we do then is throw that net out wide, but we narrow it down into a healthy, good range, and that's what you need to do. And then you go, okay, well, these 6 systems are out of balance. Let's move our feet, start going step by step by step through that process. And that is a huge part of reversing autoimmune. Autoimmune is stoppable, whether that's Hashimoto's or anything else. But the third thing that we're looking at that could be the other reason why somebody has low thyroid is the pituitary actually tells the horse what to do. So it's the jockey whipping the horse. TSH, everybody's had TSH run. TSH is a whip from that pituitary telling the jockey telling the horse what to do. And if it's going too slow, TSH goes up. If it's going too fast, it goes down, in theory. But if the pituitary, if the jockey is tired, then we are not going to see this TSH function appropriately. So if you're seeing lower numbers on your T3, T4, and your TSH is lower, a lot of times that's a hypopituitary. And what happens then is that hypopituitary is going to be driven by basically the jockey not whipping the horse. So the horse has enough oomph, but it's just not going to get there. So I have lupus, fibromyalgia, and RA. Can this be the cause of my thyroid? I had my thymus gland removed. So that's a great question. So no, autoimmune conditions, rheumatoid, fibromyalgia, whatever it is, do not affect the thyroid that way. But if you have one autoimmune condition, very likely if you have not tested for your Hashimoto's markers, you are probably attacking your thyroid as well. So you need to check your TPO and your TG, your thyroglobulin antibodies, and you will see some massive change there. Even taking levothyroxine with thyroidine, still tired and being perimenopausal. So you may have thyroglobulin, this is Moonflower 1274, you may have this underconversion, or you might also have your thyroglobulin, your TG antibodies that help transport that around the body, those hormones. You may be doing that, and you may not be transporting them like you need to. Can all this be done remotely by appointment? Absolutely. This is Gina. So yes, we can drop ship blood work anywhere in the country. We work with patients all over the world, a little bit harder on the blood work because of the timing of FedEx overnight shipping the blood work and those things. But we can drop ship that blood kit, a couple $100 to your door, and then we'll sit down for another $100 or so with one of our F8 doctors. Actually, twice we'll sit down and review your history and then go over all of those results on another visit. And so we can drop ship that. If you click the link in the bio and schedule a discovery call, click the discovery call, or if you're on YouTube or Facebook and you go ahead and let us know, send us a direct message, and we will get you that kit drop shipped out, and then we can review all this remotely, and we just sit there and go through step by step through the process. So I got to jump. I've got patience, but super excited to see you guys. I love getting on live, love seeing the interaction, all the questions. Keep asking questions. There's in TikTok world, there's a Q&A section where you can ask specific questions. I will answer those with videos. In the Facebook, YouTube world, you guys go ahead and send us direct messages if you've got specific questions as far as what you have going on. I answered questions for about an hour last night on our live, and so I know there's a lot of people with questions. So if you've got questions, go ahead and answer those, and we will, or ask those, and we'll be answering them throughout the day. Myself or my team will be getting a hold of me if they don't know the answer to those. So awesome, love seeing you guys. It's probably not your thyroid, meaning you don't just have low thyroid. There's something else going on. That's why you got to dig deep. If you're not getting solutions, if you're not getting answers, drop us a line, and we would love to touch base. So we will see you guys soon.